What is up, everybody? What's going on? Indie World. It's happening very soon. I'm just getting everything set up here. Making sure I get the tweets put out, the posts put out, all that fun stuff. Get all that put out. Copy link address. Where's Discord at? Do. What's up, Tech Game? How we doing? Early in the morning, yeah. I mean, we got the stream for the Indie World going at 9 Eastern. I don't know why they do these showcases so early. Like, if you're on the West Coast, it's brutal. Live for Nintendo Indie World. Here we go. Get this posted. All right, throw that on there, post it. Okay, cool. So we're just chilling. Realistically, right now we're just chilling and hanging out until we get the actual Indie World live. Are they, let's see. Nintendo, is there like a countdown going? Indie World. It says they're live, so we'll just click it. Just chill there. So yeah, we're just chilling. How we doing today though, Tech Game? Let me throw up. We'll throw this up here. Beautiful. There it is. This is where we're at. It's about to be a really long day of content. I've got a lot of stuff to get done. Long day of content. Oh, man. It is so early. I need to get this coffee in me. No idea about the inner world, so I'll tune in, dropping off the kids at daycare and starting work. Just wish I could call out. I feel that. I feel that. I totally get that. That's the thing. There's so many games right now. I just don't have time. I don't have time to play everything. Like today alone, I got the Indie World that we're streaming. It's only like a 15-minute presentation, so it shouldn't be like a crazy, like wicked long stream. But streaming the Indie World. And then I got a video going live around 10:45 Eastern time after that. And then I got like 3 reviews I'm trying to get done today. Because I've got another thing to do. A company sent me a product, so I'm trying to get that done as well. What's up, Alex? How we doing? So yeah, there's just a lot of content to get done. A lot of content to get done in the next couple days. I've also got another game that I got a review code for that it came out today, and I want to get the review up this weekend. I was waiting. I messaged the developer, and I was like, look, I'm waiting for this to go live because I want to feature the online component. So I've got that coming as well. Hopefully that'll go up this weekend. I've already got 2 other videos. I got the one that's the review that's going up today and another video that's going up this weekend. And then hopefully I can get the review for that game that came out today done in the next couple days. So that can go up probably Sunday. And then next week I've got like 2 more reviews that are coming. I've already got the script wrote for one. The other one, I don't know how much of the script I'll actually need for it. It's Apex. The Apex on Switch 2 is phenomenal. It's so I'm hooked. I used to play Apex a lot, and I'm back in. I'm so back in on Apex. I'm trying to get back to the level that I played at before. I was pretty decent at Apex back in the day, and now it's like, man, I'm rusty, but I'm having a good time with it. I'm really, really liking the port. So that's coming. Another game that I got a review code next week, and then ideally, what I'd really like to do, I've got like 36 more games that I'm testing from Switch 1 to Switch 2. So like I'm trying to get that done. Like testing all those games takes forever, so I'm trying to get that video done. I really don't know. I picked up overtime next week at work, so I don't know if I'll have a ton of time to like bust out that video. Yeah, it's just very, very busy time. Oh, and next week sometime a sponsored video for the chair that I'm sitting in right now actually will go up. So that'll be going up. There's just like so much to get done. And I've got like, on top of all of that, I've got like 2 other products that are on the way. They haven't arrived yet. I'm hoping one comes in today. But 2 other products that are getting sent my way for review. So busy times. Not to mention just all the games that are coming out still. Like Drag X Drive comes out in a week. I'm excited to play that. What else do we got? We've got Kirby at the end of the month. I pre-ordered Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar. That one's coming out. So I'll be doing that one. Honestly, I wasn't even gonna get that game. But I talked myself into it because of the fact that I recently picked up another game for the Switch 2. I got Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma off a recommendation. And what's up, Yoshi? How we doing? But I got Rune Factory off a recommendation just because like people were like, oh, you really like Fantasy Life, you really like some of the cozy games that are coming out on Switch 2, you should check out Guardians of Azuma. And I wanted to get this game anyways because it's entirely on the cartridge. So I did end up picking this up, and this game I'm working on a review for as well. I've got so much going on. But this game I really, really like. It's so good. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I do. So that'll have a review coming as well. There's another game that I bought on Switch 2 that I'm working. I haven't even touched it yet, but I will have a video on that as well. I'm like cooking right now. I've got so many video ideas, not just reviews, but like other video ideas. Hope my day's going well. Not too bad. It just started. I got up early this morning. Got some coffee in me, got some breakfast in me, played a couple rounds of Apex on the Switch too. And now we're live for this. And then after this, I've got some content to record. And then after that, I'm hoping my biggest goal of the day is I really want to get the footage I need for this other product that I'm reviewing. I want to get the footage for that. It's a really cool product. I'm really excited about it. I just I haven't had a ton of time, so I'm hoping to get that pretty much all wrapped up for that specifically today. On top of the reviews for next week. Just lots of stuff. We should collab someday. Let's see. Let me check out your channel here. Veggie, how you doing today? We got another Switch creator. I like it. Warframe confirmed coming to Switch 2. That's what I like to see. I'm excited for that. I love Warframe. Luigi's Mansion 4 hit Switch 2 this year. Biggest problem, the game chat, Nintendo Switch 2. I like this. I like your thumbnail style too. I like your thumbnail style quite a bit. Looks like you're a fairly new channel as well. Absolutely love the content. Kind of randomly came across your channel. So happy I did. Hi, I'm from Canada. How you doing, Nerd Princess? Alex loves men. That's cool. Super small. Not trying to self-promote here. Just happened to stumble on the stream. Full-time creator in D&D space. Oh, I got you. Cool. What's the D&D channel? Mr. Tarrasque. Let me look here. Let's pull it up. Let's just take a gander.
This is just a small...
Okay. I never personally got into D&D, but I love watching like D&D content. Like I don't play it, but I really like D&D like as a concept. I just don't have the time for it. That's really what it boils down to. I really like it as a concept. I think it's really cool. And I watch a fair bit of D&D content. Like obviously I feel like most people that don't play D&D that like D&D watch Critical Role. I love watching Critical Role. Vox Machina, the show, is really good. I watch some other like TikTokers that do D&D stuff. So I like D&D. It's cool. The one game that makes me like, obviously there's Baldur's Gate, right? But that Sunderfolk game that was in the Switch 2 sale right now, that looks like a really cool tabletop sim for Switch. And I if it goes on sale like any lower than $30, I'm gonna pick it up. I'm hoping it goes on sale like that for Black Friday. What are your thoughts on Fantasy Life? I've never been into cozy games per se, but something about this one has calling me. Fantasy Life I is gas. It's probably my favorite game that I've played on the Switch 2. Like, not even a joke. It's so good. I absolutely love Fantasy Life I did a review on it as well. That one's up if you wanted like my full thoughts, but I absolutely love it. It has the cozy vibes, but it also has that RPG style vibe. So like it's so fun in that way. The multiplayer is really cool. It's super solid, and they're like consistently updating the game. Like the 1.5 update's coming out, and it's adding like a bunch of quality of life features. It just continues getting better, and they've already announced, because they sold so many units, that they're making DLC for the game. So there's a lot of content coming to that game. There's already a lot of content in the game, but there's a lot more coming. It's super good. Also, if you want a full physical version, they do have a full physical version. You have to get it from PlayAsia, but it's entirely on the cartridge for Switch 2, so definitely worth checking out. Busy is good. Glad your channel is ramping up nicely. Content is great. I appreciate the kind words. It's been crazy, just kind of like how much the channel's kind of popped off. Fantasy Life I's Game of the Year. It's so good. It's so good. Genuinely love Fantasy Life. Like it's definitely up there. Like I don't think it tops Expedition 33 for me personally. That game is peak, and I'd really love to see that game get announced for Switch 2. I would totally buy that. That game is so good. And then probably for me personally, it goes Fantasy Life, and then it goes Donkey Kong Bonanza. Those are probably my 3 like top games this year. But like there's so much more coming, right? I'm a big Borderlands fan. I'll be playing Borderlands on Switch 2 when that drops in October. Chronos looks sweet. Alex is playing Fantasy Life right now. Fantastic. I love it. What's your favorite combat life? Like I'm really digging Magician. I was playing a lot of Paladin, and now I'm hooked on Magician. I don't know. There's something about it that I just really vibe with the Magician class, which I'm not normally the person that plays like mage classes. I normally play like the, you know, sword and board, like warrior kind of class. So it's kind of weird that I'm really digging it. Yeah, Fantasy Life's worth picking up. I've heard it's good. I've seen like some people in my review left comments that they played it entirely on Switch 1, and they really enjoyed it still. Like it had some lower frames, but like it still was a good and playable game. So if you only have a Switch 1, people are still saying it's good. Playing Mortal Kombat World, it's a huge upgrade besides the intermission track. Oh, Mario Kart World. I don't know why I said Mortal Kombat World. Mario Kart World. Yeah, I don't hate the intermission tracks, but when I'm playing online, I do prefer the 3-lap races. I 100% prefer that. I'm playing just a stupid amount of stuff right now. It's kind of crazy. Like, hold on. Let me see. Let me kick my Switch on. Let's just go over to the console real quick here. Okay, like Apex. This port is awesome. This port's so good. Cannot recommend that one enough. Like, if you like battle royales, Apex goes crazy on Switch 2. It's flawless, 60 frames per second. It feels fantastic. I thought I was gonna like the mouse controls a lot. I'm not big on the mouse controls for this particular game. I really like them in Fortnite. I don't like them for Apex, but I do really like it has motion controls, so you could do gyro with the controller. So like when I'm just hip firing, I use my like analog stick, but if I'm like scoping in with a sniper, I can like make fine adjustments by just like moving the controller. Super sweet. This game I'm reviewing next week, I thought it looked silly. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it looked silly. You guys are gonna be surprised when I put that review out. Obviously I'm still playing Pokemon. Slope Crashers is one that came out today that I am going to be reviewing. That's the one I got the review code for, and I wanted to play the multiplayer before I put the review out. Guardians of Azuma, I got some buddies that play Pokemon Unite, so we've been playing that. Tales of the Shire, the review's coming out today. Fall Guys got a 60 FPS boost on Switch. If you guys didn't know, it got a texture boost and a frame rate boost, so Fall Guys is actually crazy good right now on Switch 2. Still playing Animal Crossing, Donkey Kong, Fantasy Life, Shadow Labyrinth. Like, I've got so many games I'm working through right now. It's weird because I want to finish certain games. Like, I'm still chipping away at Donkey Kong Bonanza, and I'm loving Donkey Kong Bonanza, but like, because I'm doing so many other reviews and stuff, I have to like put some games on hold. I got to put them on the back burner. It's kind of funny that I still have like the Pokemon transitions for my streams, but I mean, they look nice, so I'm not going to change them for the time being. Mario Kart World I haven't played in a minute just because I've been so busy with other stuff. I would like to get back to playing some Mario Kart, and honestly, I recently made memberships available on the channel. So if you guys want to be members, that's one of the stream ideas that I had for like members. Members can get exclusive access to certain Discord channels in the community Discord, but also that's where I'll post, like if we do a Mario Kart stream some night, I'll post and like members can join the Mario Kart lobbies. So that's kind of what we've got cooking right now as far as like membership stuff. I also talked about doing like weekly extra videos that members can vote on. Like just topics, ideas like, oh, what Switch games did I play this month? Stuff like that. Just random one-off videos for members that I'll put a poll up at the start of the week once we get some members subscribed. We'll do that. And again, I'm not expecting to get members subscribed. Let me just preface that. I have no like expectation that people are gonna like actually sign up for the memberships. It's just there if people want to support the channel in a different way. Yeah, I feel like Mario Kart would be a lot of fun. Mario Kart would be fun later down the road, like if we get a lot of members and like we want to vote on like a different game, like I say, like a bunch of the community gets into like Borderlands when Borderlands comes out. That would be sick to get a group of Borderlands, like just play Borderlands and, you know, take on the dungeons and the content and stuff. That'd be really fun in my opinion. Yeah, that's just there's a lot of options we could do. Pokemon Unite, if people are into Pokemon Unite, we could do Unite streams. I really like Pokemon Unite personally. I think it's a fun game. We could do Apex, we could do Fortnite, we could literally do anything. Animal Crossing, we could do island tours one night. Like all the members could show off their islands. Like that could be something. I've got ideas as far as like community streams go. Smash Bros. Ultimate Tour, yeah, that's like another option. Like I haven't played Smash in a minute, so I'd probably get the snot beat out of me. But like I haven't played Smash in probably a couple years. I'm gonna play it here soon though, because I gotta check it out on Switch 2 for a video. Okay, I'm just gonna real quick wild prediction for this indie world. Expedition 33 is technically an indie game, so I want to see Expedition 33 announced during this indie world. That's my crazy, like probably not gonna happen, but would love to see happen take. That's what I'm hoping most of all from this presentation. And I like indies regardless, so I'll probably see a couple here that I'll be excited for. But Expedition 33 is the one that like I would lose my mind. Runs better on the normal Switch, huh? That's interesting. Oh, runs better than the normal Switch. Got it. Okay, I misread that. You know, honestly, we've got like 7 minutes. Let me go throw this on. I need another cup of coffee. So let me throw this on the Keurig and get another cup of coffee real quick. Okay, coffee's brewing. Coffee is a brewing. So here's a game plan for the stream. We're going to watch the showcase, obviously. Watch the showcase. Let me know if the volume needs to go up or down for the actual showcase. And then after that, we'll kind of talk about it briefly, and then I'll cut. And then later today, like I said, a review's going up for Tales of the Shire. Found you via a recent eShop video. You seem genuine in your approach, easy to listen to. I appreciate that. I try to just be like this is just me. For people that don't know me, like new people that are here for this channel, I used to run a Pokemon channel. I did a lot of competitive Pokemon, and I made this channel as just a fun side project. To just talk about Nintendo Switch stuff outside of Pokemon. And then the channel blew up, and I was like, okay, I don't have time to do everything on the Pokemon channel that I was doing and do the Switch channel, and this channel was just doing so much better as far as opportunities and things that it was doing for me personally. So I just committed to this channel fully. So I like my mentality as far as content creation, because I've been doing content creation for like 10 years across multiple different channels. It's always just been, I use this as an outlet to just talk about the things that I'm excited about. Like, it's not like I'm trying to do this to get big or to like make this my full-time job. I just do this because I enjoy doing it. So that's like, I'm glad you say that I seem genuine, because I'm just here to have a good time. I'm here to vibe. I like talking video games, and I don't have anybody like in my friend group. I'm the biggest gamer. So like, this is just my way to talk to other people that also like gaming as much as I do. Oh my lord. What time is it? 56, so we're close. It's Aiden, thank you. Love your videos. I'm thinking if I should get a Switch 2 or not. I might get it tomorrow, just asking people's opinions on it. So, I love the Switch 2. Let me say that. I love the Switch 2. I think there are so many games. Like, we just literally went over, like, I'm playing, like, 10 different games right now. I think it's great. If you are into, like, oh, dropping frames. I don't know what happened there. There's a little lag in the stream, but we're back. Like, if you're into like the Nintendo exclusives, totally worth it for the games that are available. Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza are fantastic, but as far as like third-party titles, there are actually like a ton. I'm playing more third-party games on my Switch 2 than I am first-party games. Like, I'm still playing Donkey Kong Bonanza, but like I'm playing like Guardians of Zuma, Tales of the Shire, Fantasy Life I. Those are like my top games right now that I'm playing. And Apex just came out on Switch 2. I'm playing a ton of Apex Legends on Switch 2. So like I'm playing a lot more third party, and like Madden comes out in a couple weeks. Actually it comes out in 7 days. I'm playing Madden on Switch 2. Like, I genuinely, the third party support has been crazy. I played like 15 hours of Cyberpunk, and then I got busy with other games, so I had to put Cyberpunk down for the time being, but I plan to go back to Cyberpunk. So like, as far as the game offerings go from Switch 2, there's so much that you can play. I haven't turned on my PlayStation or my Xbox since the Switch 2 came out. I have a PS5 and an Xbox Series X sitting right next to me. I haven't turned them on since the Switch 2 came out. I've just had so much to play on Switch 2. I'll probably turn my Xbox on when Battlefield 6 comes out. Borderlands 4 comes out on Switch 2, so I can't wait to see what that is like. I'm also excited for that one. Let me grab my cup of coffee because we got 2 minutes till this presentation starts. All right, I'm back. But yeah, I'm also very excited for Borderlands. They did say it's gonna be locked at 30 frames per second, which I'm not shocked by because of the scale of this Borderlands. Like it looks massive. Lots of open world content, so I'm not shocked that it's locked at 30 frames per second. But if it's a smooth, like if it runs as good as Cyberpunk does on the Switch 2, I'm totally fine with it being 30 frames a second. That's where I'm at. Like Cyberpunk is so good on Switch 2, and like frames don't bother me that much. So like for single player games especially, or even like games like Borderlands where it's not super crucial to have like top tier frame rate, it doesn't bug me. 30 frames per second is fine. So I'm, as long as it looks good and it runs good and all the gameplay that they've released for the Switch 2 version looks good. So as long as it looks good and it doesn't have like a ton of frame issues, I'm gonna be playing a ton of Borderlands. Borderlands is one of my favorite franchises. Played a ton of Borderlands 3. The one I played the most of, oddly enough, is Tiny Tina's. It is impressive for a handheld, though. Oh, here we go. We're going. Like I said, let me know if I gotta turn it up, guys. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit, so that way you guys can hear me. But let me know if it needs to be louder. Oh, it's Mina the Hollower. This game looks sick. I love the art style for this game. It looks like a Zelda, like an old Zelda. Oh, it comes out on Halloween.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Indie World. I'm Ariko.
And I'm Tyler. We're back to showcase a batch of new indies coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch systems. Since the launch of Nintendo Switch, indie games have brought us fresh perspectives, unique
Yeah, I'm excited
styles,
for Mina.
and
Mina looks
taken
good.
us on
Mina looks really
unforgettable
good.
adventures.
The support of these independent developers means there's something to play for everyone. We can't wait to discover what new experiences talented indie developers around the world are bringing to both Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch.
And without further ado, let's dive into some titles for Nintendo
Expedition
Switch.
33. I already like the art style for this game. It looks like Hollow Knight. Yeah, this looks like Hollow Knight. I'm in on this. This game looks sick. I should have a dock open so I can keep track. Let me see here. Docs. What's that? Oh, I missed what it was actually called.
Eu sou Isadora, programadora e escritora.
That looks so good, though.
Quando começamos a fazer o Neverway, nós nos inspiramos em vários elementos de jogos que a gente ama. E nisso tentamos criar algo único.
A gente também notou como que usar contraste deixa as experiências muito mais fortes. Uma cena de terror, por exemplo, é muito mais impactante logo depois de algo acolhedor.
Esperamos que isso torne o mundo de Neverway muito mais vivo para vocês e que vocês gostem do que vamos mostrar hoje.
You ever want to quit your job, move to a farm, and become the immortal herald of a dead deity?
Sounds intriguing. Tell me more.
It sounded intriguing to Fiona too, who hopes to survive this unusual set of circumstances in Neverway, a nightmarish life sim RPG co-created by the
Cozy
pixel
game?
artist of Celeste, with an original soundtrack from the
Cozy game?
composer for Fez
I'm in.
and
I'm on a
Everlight.
cozy game kick right now.
Nightmarish?
Don't worry, these circumstances come with a sword that Fiona uses to explore and fight through the Neverway, an alternate
This looks
reality
cool.
leaking into her own.
That sounds intense.
The Neverway? That sounds like the Upside
Not
Down.
at all. Along the way, she'll meet a variety of charming characters, each with their own unique routines and story to follow. Befriend, romance, or deceive them to unlock buffs and combat abilities to help you on your journey.
Okay, I might have to give this Immortal Herald thing a whirl.
Answer the call.
This looks cool.
Assist through this deadly dimension. Engage in fast-paced combat and pay off your debt when Neverway descends onto Nintendo Switch.
It's next year, okay.
year.
What in the world? Are you like a shepherd? Are you herding these weird animals? That's what it looks like to me. What is that thing? This gives me like Journey vibes.
From the publisher of Firewatch comes Herdling, a new adventure from the creators of the acclaimed Far series. In this tale of beauty and companionship, guide a herd of mysterious creatures into the mountains and beyond.
The journey will be challenging but breathtaking as you traverse.
I don't hate how this
fog-wreathed
looks. This looks
forests,
kind of cool.
Forgotten valleys and snowy plateaus.
As you cross these diverse biomes, discover more of the fabled beasts known as calicorns and add them to your herd.
You'll also encounter eerie dangers, formidable obstacles, and environmental puzzles as you climb higher and forge your way to the mystery at the summit.
Wield your staff to guide the calicorns and join their exhilarating stampedes.
It gives me like
Embark
serious
on a
Journey
tale
vibes.
of trust and survival when Herdling climbs onto Nintendo Switch August.
Oh, that comes out,
21st.
like, soon.
Pre-orders
That's this
begin
month.
later today on Nintendo eShop. Window seat or aisle?
Window. Booth or table?
I've seen this game before.
Lone wolf or life of the party?
Ooh, now that's a tough one.
Well, those are the types of decisions you'll have to make in this pleasant puzzle game, where you organize groups of people according to their preferences. You're in charge of who sits where.
Play seating matchmaker to please picky characters by dropping them into social situations and watching them react.
Discover each character's unique traits, from the relatable to the outlandish. Everyone has a seat at the table.
Piece together these satisfying puzzles at your own pace and unlock fun new scenarios like bus rides, banquets, limo rides.
I mean, this looks okay.
Sit back,
I'm not
relax,
like big on this
and
like I
find
was the
perfect
other
spot for everyone.
games that we've seen so far,
Is
but
this seat taken?
it looks okay.
Launching on Nintendo Switch
That makes sense.
later
It's coming out today. I was gonna say I've seen this game before.
Your favorite big city just got even bigger.
That's right. Little Kitty Big City is back with a free update, chock full of brand new opportunities for mischief.
Use the cat customizer to give your
Oh,
a fresh new
that's
look,
cool. I mean, this
or
game's been out a
even
while.
Recreate your favorite fur ball.
Once you're looking meowvelous, head out into the city to explore new areas, make new friends, and check in on some familiar faces.
Get your paws dirty as you learn skills from your puppy pal, or strut your stuff for the fanciest feline celebrity in the whole wide city.
With a catwalk like that, it's a good thing you can also unlock additional camera mode features to capture it all.
Say cheese.
That's not a cat pun.
You gotta be kidding me.
The Little Kitty Big City free picture perfect update launches on Nintendo Switch this year.
We hope you're looking forward to the Nintendo Switch games you just saw.
Next up, let's take a look at some indies bound for Nintendo Switch 2.
Okay. Expedition.
Oh, we're back.
Back and under attack.
What?
Oh, I think I've seen this game.
Put on a brave face, squad up with your friends, and hop into
This
the
game looks
diving
cool.
bell as you try to go viral in the online co-op horror game. Content warning.
Yeah, you're trying to make like YouTube videos of like ghost hunting. That's the whole premise of this game. This looks so cool.
Film as many happenings as possible before you run out of breath, batteries, or buddies.
As long as one of you makes it back to the surface, you can upload your footage to SpookTube, grab some popcorn, and watch the views roll in.
You've got 3 days to hit your view quota. More eyeballs equal more moolah. And the more ad revenue you can generate, the better gear you can acquire for your next run. What could possibly
This game
go
looks
wrong?
genuinely very
Fame and
cool.
misfortune await in Content Warning, coming to Nintendo Switch.
Yeah,
2
I'm here for that.
and Nintendo Switch next year.
Hi, I'm Kenny Sun, and today I'm excited to share Ball Pit. It's an action roguelite that fuses elements inspired by some of my favorite games, like Hold Down, Vampire Survivors, and Loop Hero. I'm working with an amazing team of artists.
Oh, hold
who
on, I've
brought
seen
the
this
world to
game.
life with a beautiful low polypixel art style, as well as composer Amos Roddy, whose pulse-pounding soundtrack locks you into the rhythm of the action. We can't wait to share with you all.
This game looks sick. I've already seen this game before. It looks sick.
Brand new survival roguelike, Ball Pit.
In the ruins of old Balbalon, you'll battle through auto-scrolling levels with brick-breaking style attacks using a bevy of balls that bounce around the battlefield. Whew.
You better believe it. There are over 60 randomized balls.
Oh yeah, I this one I've been keeping my eye on.
Experiment with powerful and unexpected synergies to blast your way through the pit.
Collect resources as you progress to build out new Balbalon with over 70 distinct buildings, earning you additional power-ups, bonuses, characters, and more.
Each region of the pit offers its own special set of hazards, on top of swarms of increasingly challenging foes and mighty screen-filling bosses. This pit is packed.
Fortunately, you'll meet other treasure hunters along the way who can add their individual skills and upgradable powers to your arsenal.
Uh-oh.
Experimentation
Okay, we're good.
and adaptation are
I was gonna say, I'm not dropping stream
success
frames.
of new Balbalon. So go out and create total chaos.
This one looks
against
cool.
the
I've been
opposing
watching this one for a while. What is going on?
Ball Pit, bouncing its way onto Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh,
this
October
fall.
15th. Cool.
And Nintendo Switch October 15th.
This one's not really doing much for me, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, it looks goofy. It looks like it could be fun.
音楽担当とのヌーです。
カイです。
グレイシャドは私のホームである北海道の豊かな生態系や寒冷な気候からインスピレーションを受けて生まれました。
Looks like Ultimate Chicken Horse. Yeah,
世界に
for
共
sure.
鳴すべく声も多用して情景を描きました。
自然にインスパイアされた、それでいて JRPG 的なスパイスの効いたアクションゲームです。遠い未来の海に住む海鳥の市場として、彼らの視点で展開する物語を楽しんでください。
65 million years in the future, the Everwinter has encased Earth within a permanent layer of ice. But under the surface, a new chapter unfolds.
In Glaciered, you play as a Twi, an evolved avian species descended from dinosaurs, endowed with the abilities needed to protect the Everwinter oceans.
These stunning underwater worlds are full of mysteries that are waiting to be explored and defended.
As you swim through these scenic vistas, you'll engage ferocious marine beasts in real-time combat, unleash melee and ranged attacks, along with special abilities to fell these foes.
Use experience gained from these battles to build up your Twi's wings and various abilities to become the ever.
This is weird, but I kind of dig it.
Protector.
Get ready to soar the seas at the end of time in Glaciered, launching as a timed console exclusive on the Nintendo Switch 2 system this holiday.
Yeah, that one looks cool.
Before we go, let's check out a few more exciting indie games heading to Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch.
Expedition 33. That's giving me Don't Starve vibes. Tiny Bookshop later today. That looks like a cozy game. This looks weird. Okay, this looks like Animal Crossing. This might vibe with some people.
That's all for today's Indie World. We hope you
Honestly, that was
enjoyed
kind of a good
seeing
showcase.
today's showcase.
They had some good offerings there.
Thank you as always to our indie community and partners for bringing
That one looks great. Content warning looks so good. Ball pit looks good. That one at the start of this one looks good. The one at the start, aside from Mina the Hollower, obviously that one looks good. The other one, I can't think of what its name was, but the one that looked like Hollow Knight, that looked good.
Happy gaming!
So all in all, that was a pretty good showcase in my opinion. Like, I wasn't expecting Expedition 33 by any stretch of the imagination. I wasn't expecting that at all. So honestly, that was a pretty good showcase. There were quite a few games there that I was interested in. Quite a few games. Like, that was actually pretty good. I'm not mad at that. How are we feeling overall? Anybody else like it? Because there were a couple pretty cool looking ones. I really liked Herdling. I'm going to have to look into that more. Herdling looked really cool. That one comes out like this month. That's kind of crazy. Like, it's right around the corner. UFO allegedly is a banger. Was that one launching today? I thought I saw that one was launching today. I'm pretty sure that one is launching today, but I want to find out about Herdling. I want to look into Herdling some more. Who's making it? Okamotive. Okamotive is making Herdling. Let's see if I can get to their website here and see if they got a press email I can hit up. Essentially, collection of original games for fictitious console from the maker of Spelunky. Other creators? That sounds cool. That's definitely more interesting than I originally thought. Contact. I don't want that. Let's see here. That was good. I want to hit them up though, because Herdling looks cool. So I'm gonna DM them. Genuinely better than last week. Honestly, you didn't like the partner showcase? I liked the partner showcase. Initially, I felt this a very similar way. I felt very similarly initially, where I was like, I would just feel whelmed. I wasn't disappointed. I wasn't overwhelmed by it. I just felt whelmed. And then as I watched back and like looked at a lot of the announcements, I'm kind of big on it. Like I'm kind of like really excited for a lot of those games. Like the Adventures of Elliot, the demo was fantastic. I put out a video on that. The demo's really good for that game. Monster Hunter Stories, also really good. I like that series, so I'm excited for Monster Hunter Stories 3. It definitely looks like a graphical improvement from the originals, so I'm really excited for that one. Octopath Zero will be good. Chronos, I'm very excited for. Madden, obviously, I'm very excited for. Herdling initially gave me Monster Hunter vibe with Palicos, but then Herdling looks like a different dynamic at its core. Yeah, it reminded me a lot of Journey. These games really radiate with passion for video games, even if they're not for me. They're made for people who care. Absolutely. That's the thing with indies, is I feel like because they're indie studios and a lot of them are passion projects, companies can really take some creative liberties and creative freedoms and do more with them than what you'd normally see. Let's honestly, can I rewind this? I can. Let's go. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Let me just real quick here. Let's just go back through. Let's just look back through everything. Obviously, Mina the Hollower looks sick. I'm very excited for... I'm going to turn this down a little bit. I've been following this game for a while. This game already looked really cool. I was already on board for this game. But this one... Here, where is it at? This game. This game looks super cool. This one looks like Hollow Knight. And I like the way that the different items interact with the environment. Like the slingshot, like put a spear in the wall that he could jump off of. This one has cool vibes. I like this. What's the name of it? Well Dweller. That one looks cool. I'm gonna have to keep my eye on that. Comes out next year. This one actually looked really cool as well. When was this one dropping? Next year. Herdling obviously looks sick. I'm definitely gonna hit up the devs for this one. This one looks cool. I really like the look of Herdling. What else did we have? This one doesn't really do a whole lot for me, but I think the premise is cool. Little Kitty Big City getting an update's cool for people that care about that one. Content warning looks sick. This one looks awesome. I am so stoked for this game. It just looks like a fun game. Tons of stuff to do. Man, this one has like, it very much gives me like that old school YouTuber Let's Play vibe, like stuff like Markiplier does. Like that's what this game reminds me of, and it looks like a lot of fun. It kind of gives me Phasmophobia vibes with the way you go back to your shuttle and like, here's what we found on this investigation, and then you get money and then you go back and do more. Like it gives me a lot of Phasmo vibes. So that's really cool. Like it just looks all around like a really solid game. Like I'm gonna play this one for sure. And then what else? Ball Pit looks cool. I like this. I've been following it for a while. I'm a big fan of Devolver games in general, so Ball Pit looks sick. I like Ball Pit. This one I'm going to be keeping my eye out on. Maybe reaching out to the dev for a code on this one as well. Let's see. This one looks interesting. This one looks really interesting. Like it's very odd looking. But the underwater combat stuff looks cool. It does look very, very cool. I think this one was no, this was winter. This was a winter release. Content warning when a clever premise farming for subs and likes. Ball Pit's my jam. Developer had a lemon on his head. Yeah, that was interesting. But this one, I'm pretty positive was a... Yes, holiday release. Holiday release, Nintendo Switch exclusive for time. This one gives me Don't Starve vibes. That one looked interesting. This one doesn't do anything for me, I'm going to be honest. Why can't I get general chat working in your Discord? Did you pick a role? I think you have to pick a role first. Let me look here. I think you have to like the rules, and then you get a role, and then you're good. Try that out, Veggie. Ball Pit looks good, yeah. This Ancient Artifact one looks weird. This one didn't do anything for me. This one people will like. This Go-Go Life Sim game. UFO 50 apparently is good, from what I hear.
That's all for today's Indie World. We hope you enjoyed.
Honestly, it was a good showcase. It was good. I liked it. Did that work, Veggie? Did you like the review rules thing? That should be what you have to do in order to get the role. So that way you can chat. Velo, how you doing? Here, Veggie, I'm gonna DM it to you. That's the channel you need to go to, and you have to like that, and then you should get access to everything. There you go. I think you got it. I think you did it. Yeah, now you're a member. Cool. That should be all you needed, because it says you're a member now. Yep, you messaged me back. Got it. Cool. Perfect. I think Silksong canceled and become lost media. No, I don't think Silksong's canceled at all. I don't think Silksong's canceled. It's just, Silksong's bigger than an indie world. That's the thing. Like, if Nintendo has access to Silksong, which I don't think they do, I'm gonna be honest. They already did say Silksong is going to be playable at Gamescom. That's one of the third-party games that's going to be available at Gamescom to play as a demo. That's going to be there. They did say that already. They also, I don't think Nintendo is the company that's going to show the release date for Silksong. I think it would be sick if they did. But it looks to me like Xbox has more sway. I think Xbox is going to be the company to reveal that release date. And I could be totally wrong, because Xbox doesn't really have any showcases coming up that I'm aware of anyway. So I could be totally off base there, but they've like been promoting it a ton, saying it was coming to Game Pass, saying that it was going to be on the ROG Ally, the Xbox ROG Ally on launch day. So like Xbox seems to be the company that has the most information and the most sway regarding that particular game at this time. So I think that is the company that's going to announce it. I could be wrong. Like, here's the thing. Right now, we got through this Indie Direct. We had the Partner Direct last week. And there's two ways this goes down. I see two paths, okay? I see two paths. You either have another partner showcase showing off even more games from third parties, which I think is not out of the question, or there's a big Nintendo Direct. Because the thing about this is that we had the partner showcase last week, we had this showcase this week. They're clearing the slate. Everything is getting cleaned out, so that way a big Direct can have the big titles and everybody has gotten featured, right? Because, I mean, think how many games they've shown already with the indie stuff and the stuff at the partner showcase. That was a ton of games. We have so much coming to Switch. So now it's Nintendo can just go. Like, here's the release date for Metroid, here's the release date for Kirby, here's all these third-party games, like maybe Call of Duty gets an announcement for Switch 2, maybe Red Dead gets an announcement for Switch 2, like, all of those games can eat in the big Nintendo Direct. And that one's going to be like probably half an hour to 45 minutes. I wouldn't be surprised. They just eat. That's what I predict, is that now they've done the other two. They've shown off the games that are coming to the system that aren't necessary. Not even that they're not big enough to be in that, but they have so many games right now that they had to clean house in order to have a banger Direct. And now that these are out of the way, boom. Like, big Direct, Elden Ring announcement for release date, Final Fantasy VII Remake release date, Metroid Prime 4 release date. All of those are going to happen. Anyway, the Direct was great, and I like these games. Yeah, this one was really good. Only depressing thing is that they didn't announce Adventures of the Cat in Space release date. Gamescom, Nintendo will be at Gamescom. They skipped last year, says enough. Yeah, they're definitely going to show. I wouldn't be surprised if they just announced a release date for Metroid Prime 4 at Gamescom. They'll go hard in that week? Oh, for sure. They're going to go hard on this next Direct. It's going to be big. I think we'll probably get a couple new announcements. Maybe a Splatoon Raiders. Like, here's when you can expect it. Like, maybe they'll come out and say it's winter 2026 or early 2026 or spring 2026. Like, maybe they just hit that. Obviously, they've got the games that don't have release dates. Looking at Hyrule Warriors, looking at Metroid Prime 4, looking at Kirby Air Riders. And Kirby Air Riders, I think, could get pushed to 2026 personally. It's kind of weird. Like, if you want Kirby Air Riders to do well, I don't think December's the move. Because I think Metroid Prime 4 comes out in November, and I think Hyrule Warriors comes out next month. That's my thought right now. I think Hyrule Warriors is next month's game. But I think if you don't want Kirby to fall flat on its face, then you push it to next year. Push it to February. That's my thought. Because right now, yes, limited time Mario Kart bundle. They're going to bring that back for Black Friday. They're going to bring that back, and they're going to say Mario Kart bundle is now the Black Friday deal. Kind of like Mario Kart was on the Switch 1. Every year they brought back the same bundle. That's going to be the Mario Kart bundle for Switch 2. So everybody's still playing. Everybody that gets a Switch 2 this holiday season is going to be playing Mario Kart because they get access to Mario Kart with their bundles. So that's going to happen. Then in January, I believe, obviously Sonic Cross Worlds comes out digitally and physically on other platforms this year, but next year for the Switch 2, it comes out physically, fully on the cartridge. So that eats up another space where a kart racing game is available. So, like, do you really want to compete and let Kirby, like, have to compete with those games that are popular? No. Push it back. Push it to February when we're kind of craving something new. That's when you want to strike. So I think that's the goal. I just think it's very misleading for Nintendo to tweet saying there's indie games for Switch 2 and Switch 1, but only one exclusive indie game for Switch 2 in the form of Glaciered. You have to say that, though. You have to say that. Because certain games will likely have a Switch 1 and a Switch 2 version. Versus other games won't. Like, for example, Tales of the Shire just came out. That game only has a Switch 1 version. So they have to say it's a Switch 1, Switch 2. Because those games will likely have some sort of benefit from playing on the Switch 2 that they didn't already have. That's my thought. Like Shadow Labyrinth. Shadow Labyrinth has a Switch 1 and a Switch 2 version. Like, that's my thought process. They have to say that. Also, like with indie games, why would you not put your game on Switch 1 anyways? Like with most indie games, if you're not doing like a more graphically intense like Glacier or like Expedition 33, again, it's an indie game. If you're not doing something graphically intense like that, why would you not put it on the Switch 1 as well? You're always going to do that because there's 150,000 Switch 1s out in the wild. Like, you want that install base for your indie game. Mario Kart bundle is going to be exchanged for the Pokemon ZA bundle, right? Yes, the ZA bundle is coming out. I don't think that there's going to be a lot of ZA bundles. I really don't. I think there's going to be a fair number of them. But I don't think there's going to be a restock of it. I think when they put out like probably, I don't know, 1 million, 2 million, not even probably not even that, but like a good chunk of ZA bundles. And then after they do that, it's done. You'll never see it again, right? That's my expectation for the ZA bundle. And then Mario Kart is going to be that bundle they keep bringing back. And I think they continue bundling games. I think eventually, like maybe next year, if they announce like a 3D Mario or if they announce an Animal Crossing, that would be a bundle game. I could totally see them riding that wave because the bundles sell like crazy. It gets people in because you feel like you're getting a steal. And honestly, you're getting a crazy deal. Like, it's even cheaper than an old Switch 1 game, like $60, and then you're getting it for $50. Like, you're getting a really good deal with the bundle. So I could totally see them riding that and continuing to put games out on bundles like that. That's my thought. But yeah, like, now that the slate is clear, now that the slate is just open, the floodgates are coming. We are going to get some cool stuff, right? Like, and honestly, I don't even need a ton of new stuff. I think there will be new stuff that's announced that we don't know about. Like Assassin's Creed Shadows is already rated for the Nintendo Switch 2. So that means that game's coming. So I could see that being at the Direct. I don't need stuff like that. I would love to see stuff like that. I just want release dates for the stuff we already know is coming, right? I think they could have Indie World in section, Switch 1 section, games coming to Switch 1 and 2, and then Switch 2 section. Wouldn't have been mad since all the bases are covered. Does it matter? Like, I'm not saying you're wrong. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying you're wrong, but does it matter? Because, like, at this point, I have a Switch 2. I sold my OLED. I sold my base model Switch. I got rid of everything. I have 2 Nintendo Switch 2s. Every game that comes out now that is only on Switch 1 is a Switch 2 game to me because I don't have a Switch 1. So it's still a Switch 2 game. You know what I mean? That's the thing with the backwards compatibility that they've gotten, is that it just all around, like, every game that comes out is a Switch 2 game. That if you played on the Switch 2, it's a Switch 2 game, right? That's how my brain processes it. Luigi's Mansion 4 is coming on Halloween this year, mark my words. I would be astonished. I don't think it will. And the reason I don't think it will, I would love to see it, but the problem with that is Pokemon comes out 2 weeks earlier. There's no way they're going to have a game cannibalize Luigi's Mansion 4. They want to space that out. Pokemon will totally overtake everything. Like, everybody's going to be playing Pokemon. The Indie World Showcase sucked massive balls. That is a take I haven't seen yet. Everybody seemed to say it was good. That's the first time I've seen somebody say it wasn't good. Everybody seemed to be pretty happy with the showcase. I personally, there's a couple games that I'm going to hit up some devs for. Because I'm excited for them. Since the tweet that made marketing the indie world would make sense then. Yeah, I mean, that's just my thought. What's up, Urban? How we doing, buddy? How we feeling? So yeah, that's just my thought, is like, every game, like, hold on, I'll pull up my Switch, right? Let me get my Switch turned on here. Oh, let me throw my face on here. I don't know. I'm falling apart here, guys. Okay, so, like, for example, this game is a Switch 2 game. Like, it didn't come out on Switch 1. Have a good one, Veggie. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. But, like, Tales of the Shire is a perfect example, right? This game's only got a Switch 1 version. But it's a Switch 2 game to me because I don't have a Switch 1 anymore. I don't have a Switch 1 anymore. So that's where I'm at. This is a Switch 2 game. And it plays better than on the Switch 1 on my Switch 2. So for me, it's a Switch 2 game. Looking at Slope Crashers, again, it's coming to both, but it's a Switch 2 game to me because I don't have a Switch 1. What else? Surely there's another game. Shadow Labyrinth has a Switch 2 edition. That doesn't really count. Let me see what other games I got here. The Wandering Village. I reviewed this game a while ago. Switch 1 game, but I played it on Switch 2. To me, it's a Switch 2 game. Ruffy and the Riverside, exact same thing. Ruffy and the Riverside is the same way. Flora and Fang, same thing. That's just how it is, to me, personally. That's just me. I like the music, but aside from it, kind of sucked. I hope we get a General Direct soon. Oh, we're totally getting a General Direct soon. They did the partner showcase and this indie world to clear the slate. These games all got announced. They're shown off. People are excited for them. That the ones they're interested in, they're excited for. And now the floodgate is open that they can focus on the big heavy hitters for a Nintendo Direct. It's coming. I'd imagine probably not this month. I could definitely see it happening in September. I don't think it's happening this month. I'm okay, says Urban. Fantastic. I'm glad to hear it, my friend. I'm very glad to hear it. People say the Indie Direct is good, but most of the game announced are probably game key cards. They probably won't even come out physically at all. I would argue that most of them won't come out at all physically because there's only a 64 gigabyte cartridge at the moment. So there's no monetary value for them to put out a physical version. Now, they did say, based on the survey that Nintendo did, that the company that makes the cards are working on getting multiple format sizes. So they're working on smaller cartridges so that way more people can get games out physically at a lower cost. So eventually, I could see a lot of these games getting physical editions. But right now, I don't think any of them are actually going to come out. I think later down the road, a lot of indie games are going to opt, once they have smaller cart sizes, they will come out as physical releases. Like, I could totally see Silksong eventually getting a physical release, probably through limited run games or something to that nature, after smaller cartridges are out. But I don't think right now many games, indie games, are going to do it because there's no monetary value for them. A game at $10 or a game at $20 doesn't want to spend $15 to $17 on a cartridge and make minimal gains. It just doesn't make sense. Unfortunately, your logic is flawed. Since the game doesn't take advantage of the Switch 2's power, then it's objectively still a Switch 1 game via backwards compatibility. But a lot of games that are Switch 1 games are taking advantage of the Switch 2's power. For example, Tales of the Shire runs better at 60 frames per second and has less pop-in and issues and crashes on the Switch 2 than it does on the Switch 1. Or other, like, not even Tales of the Shire. Look at, like, a Nintendo first-party game. Look at Hyrule Warriors. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is running better. Way better, taking advantage of the power. It just depends on the game. Not every game is going to be able to. For example, Assassin's Creed that I tested on Switch 2, it's locked at 30 frames per second. It already ran great on the Switch 1, but it's locked. So that the Ubisoft has to put out a patch to fix that so it can take advantage of the power. But a lot of games are taking advantage of the power regardless. That's the thing. Like, I don't think about Xbox. Let's put this into perspective. Think about Xbox. Xbox, I don't think of a game as a Series X game or a Xbox One game because they're all Xbox games. They all work on the system, right? So I think we have to get away from the idea and the thought of like, this is a Switch 2 game, this is a Switch game. There's just Switch games. If you play it on a Switch 2, it's just a Switch game. It's just a Switch. Like, every game that comes out on the Switch 2 is a Switch 2 game. Just like every game, like let's think of an old Titanfall 1 on Xbox. I played that on my Series X. That was the first time I played Titanfall. That was a Series X game to me. Right? That's just how it is. It's just an Xbox game. So these are just Nintendo games. A general direct would be nice. Absolutely. I'm very excited for one. I think it's coming next month. I don't think it's this month. They could do it very soon, actually, if they wanted to really just boom, 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 boom. Honestly, that could be a better plan. Truthfully, just looking at the release dates that we have, they need to keep the hype alive. And right now, we don't have release dates for a whole lot after August. So I could totally see them doing it in the next couple weeks even. And just being like, yeah, here it is. Unfortunately, I'm working a lot, so I don't know that I'll be able to go live for whenever the actual direct is, which is unfortunate. But I could see it happening sooner if they want to keep the hype going. Also, speaking of game key cards, I've heard that game key cards take twice the amount of storage. What do you mean twice the amount of storage? I'm not quite sure. Than buying digital? I don't think that's accurate. The game size is the same regardless. Like, the game size doesn't change. Like, for example, say Donkey Kong Bonanza was a game key card. It's like 8 gigabytes or something like that. It doesn't become 16 gigabytes on a key card. That's not true. Hyrule Warriors is second party, not first. That's fair. Whatever. You get my point. Let's look at another game. Look at... Oh, what have I played that works better that's first party? Oh, Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem Three Houses. Runs way better on the Switch 2. It's taking advantage of the hardware. There you go. Smash Brothers, running better on the Switch 2. Take advantage of the hardware. Pokemon Sword and Shield, running better. I tested that one. That one's running better on the Switch 2. It's taking advantage of the hardware. That's just the point. No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. It was just the first game that came to mind. And honestly, while we're on the topic of keycards, we might as well talk about it. I'm so over the keycard thing. Like, it doesn't matter, ultimately. It really doesn't. Like, if you don't like keycards, buy the games digitally. If you do like keycards, because many people actually do, a lot of general consumers actually do like the keycards, then buy them. Like, at the end of the day, these are video games, guys. It's not that serious. It's really not. Like, for me, I don't like keycards, so I buy physical games. I buy the games that are fully on the cartridge, and if they don't offer that, I buy the game digitally because I still want to play the game. That's just literally how it works. Or like certain games, I really don't care if it's a key card. Looking at games like Madden, I pre-ordered that physically. It's a key card. I don't care though, because Madden, I'm going to trade in a year anyways, and I'm going to get the new Madden. So I don't really care about having it fully on the cartridge. Smash Run's really good on Switch 2. Yep. Plain and simple, game key cards are just horrible and they need a full stop. Yeah, I just hard disagree. I don't think they're horrible. They're the general consumers, the people that are not locked in, like the people watching the indie world, the people that are not locked in don't care. They don't. It's just the fact of the matter. And also looking at games that are coming to Switch 2, right? Everybody wants these big titles, right? And you want them to run well. You want them to look good. You want all of that. That requires more file sizes. The max card right now for a cartridge is 64 gigabytes. Apex Legends just dropped on the Nintendo Switch 2. That game is 78 gigabytes. 78 gigabytes. It's not going to fit on a cartridge that's currently available. Looking at Call of Duty, Microsoft signed a deal with Nintendo to bring Call of Duty to the Nintendo Switch for 10 years. 10 years. We're going to get Call of Duty. That game's never going to fit on a 64 gigabyte cartridge. Ever. So keycard is the only way you're going to get a physical version of that game. I just don't see the purpose of buying keycards since you're better off getting digital. I agree. That's my mentality, right? I love collecting games. Like, if I move out of the way here, I have a ton of Switch games. I have a ton, and there's a bunch sitting up above me because I've been testing them, right? I have like, hold on, I'll just grab a handful that I have here. Like, I have so many Switch 1 games, right? So many physical games. I'm buying pretty much every game that comes out fully on the cartridge. I've bought physical for Switch 2. Like I got Rune Factory. I pre-ordered Story of Seasons. I have no interest in Story of Seasons. I just want to support the fact that they have it all on the cartridge. So like, I agree in the sentiment that, like, if it's not on the cartridge, I don't really want to swap the cartridge out. So I'm just going to buy it digitally because it's more convenient. That's really where my brain's at. Now, with, like I said earlier, games like Madden, where I want to get the new game the subsequent year, I'd rather buy the key card because I can trade it in, right? So I'm buying Madden as a key card because I want to trade that game in to get Madden 27 next year. You know what I mean? That's how my brain works with it. Games shown at the Indie World are great. I agree. I thought there were a lot of good showings. Like the partner showcase was mainly game keycards. Even Pac-Man World 2 is a game keycard. Yeah, again, but like Pac-Man is a $30 game. Pac-Man's a $30 game. And if you buy it, if you put it fully on the cartridge, then you're losing like $15. You know what I mean? Like the cartridge currently is like $15 to $17. So you're losing a ton of profit margin. And that's not how you get more games. They need money to make more games. So, like, they could do it this way, right? So, for example, Pac-Man could totally do it this way. Shadow Labyrinth came out, right? Right here. Great game. Just reviewed it on the channel. Really like Shadow Labyrinth. Regardless, this game just came out. There's a Switch 2 version of this game. However, the Switch 2 version is a key card. But this game got a free upgrade. They got a free upgrade. So I just bought the physical version of the Switch one and upgraded it for free. So I have the Switch 2 version. But if anything were to ever happen, I have this game on the cartridge as a Switch 1 game. You know what I mean? That's how, like, a lot of companies need to do it, in my opinion. Like, I really hope Pac-Man announces later down the road there will be a free upgrade. That would be sweet. That'd be sick. That's really what I'm hoping for a lot of these games. Is that they just offer, like, I think Final Fantasy Tactics is doing the same thing. I think Final Fantasy Tactics that's coming out in September is going to be fully physical on the Switch, but a free upgrade for Switch 2. And I believe Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD remasters are doing the same thing. So, like, buy them as Switch 1 games and then upgrade them for free. That's what I've been doing. Anyways, another perfect example. Hold on. Where is it? Got it. I found it. This one, Civilization 7. This game came out on Switch 2. It's a code in a box. So I bought the Switch 1 version and I upgraded it. So I have the game on the cartridge. This game comes with a cartridge on Switch 1. And it's not a download. It's all on the cartridge. So I bought this one and then I upgraded it. So I have the Switch 2 version, but I also have the game fully on the cartridge as a Switch 1 game. That's how I've been approaching it. Especially for the games that are doing it. Like Final Fantasy Tactics. Again, that's another one coming out that's doing it. But, like, there's ways around keycards. Like, there is. Like, And again, I don't like them personally, but it's people do like them. So I'm not gonna yuck their yum, right? They can like whatever they like. I don't care. That doesn't really affect me. I can still play all the games. So like at the end of the day, to me anyway, it's not that serious. Yeah, and that's fine. Like there's nothing wrong with not liking them, but I'm not gonna like crap on somebody on the internet, you know, that does like them. Because I've talked to a number of people in my comment sections that are like, I actually like the key cards because I can share them more easily with my friends and my family, or I can do, I can trade them in. Like a lot of people just don't collect games. They buy a game, they play the game, and then they trade it in to get a new game. So like to them, a key card makes more sense than buying the game digitally because they get monetary value back when they trade that game in. So like, despite not liking key cards, as a collector, they make sense for a lot of people. As a kid, when I was a kid, I would have been all over key cards because I was that gamer. I traded, unless it was a game that I absolutely loved and I knew I was going to play more, I'd buy games, I played games, and I trade them in to get more games because I didn't have a ton of income to buy games constantly. So that's how I did it as a kid. I would just trade stuff in. I'd wait for good trade-in deals at GameStop, and I'd go trade games in, and I'd get something new. That's how I bought my 3DS. I traded in a bunch of stuff and got my 3DS. So, like, for, like, a lot of people, key cards are great. They're awesome. I guess when you put it like that, yeah, I mean, like, I'm a minority. Like, I didn't start collecting games until the Switch when I was an adult. I had just graduated high school when the Switch came out, and I started collecting Switch games because I was like, I'm an adult now. I have adult money. I can buy games as many as I want, when I want, as long as, you know, I'm financially responsible with it, obviously. But I can buy the games that I want because I have that ability. But a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't have that luxury, and it is a luxury. So, like, key cards are totally awesome for those particular people. Speaking of game key cards, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is one, and I feel it's going to run terrible on Switch 1, and Switch 2 is fine. I didn't realize it was coming to Switch 1. I thought it was only coming to Switch 2. I didn't realize that. I didn't know that. Cool. I mean, that's cool. I could see it running a little worse on Switch 1. But yeah, that's my take on key cards. Like, I don't like them, but like, oh, again, I'm saying my piece with them. Like, the way I purchase games is, one, if it's a key card, I'm buying it digitally because I still want to support the game. Because if we don't buy those games at all, third parties are going to stop putting games on the Switch 2. That's the reality. If they're not making money, there's no incentive for them to do it. So we have to buy the games one way or the other. Otherwise, they're going to stop putting games there. And even, okay, hold on. Let me pull up the eShop. I'm telling you guys, the general audience doesn't care. So, like, the general audience really doesn't care. Let's go to the eShop real quick. Bestsellers. Look at this. Look at this. This is in the number 2 spot. It's beating Mario Party. It's beating Cyberpunk. It's beating Mario Kart. It's in the number 2. And this is the $100 version. This is Madden. Madden is the number 2 game on the eShop right now at $100. WWE. It's in what place? 14th place. Originally, the $120 version of WWE 2K25 was number 7. It was number 7 in the eShop. Now the $70 version is number 14 in the eShop. General consumers don't care. They're going to buy the games they want to buy. Not everybody's locked in. Oh, I didn't want that. I'm falling apart, guys. General consumers, it was a stupid idea to do key cards to begin with, but that's my take. The reality is, right, whether I like them or not, they were a necessary evil. Because without them, with only a 64 gigabyte cartridge, you didn't have third-party support. They were only going to put their games out digitally, or they just were going to go, they weren't going to put their games on the platform. So you needed to have that option. And again, the bigger games are going to require those key cards. Like Call of Duty. If Apex was a physical release, Apex 78 gigabytes, it's not fitting on a cartridge. It has to be a key card. So if you want the big titles to come to Nintendo Switch 2, you need the key cards to exist. If you wanted games in general, with the way the market is right now, with only having 64 gigabyte cartridges, you have to have game key cards. And honestly, to me personally, I've already gone all digital everywhere else. I'm all digital on PlayStation. I'm all digital on Xbox. I don't care about that. Nintendo's been one of the companies that have been continuing to put full physical releases out, so I support that. But saying that, it's the way the world is going. If you buy a physical PlayStation game or a physical Xbox game, you 95% of the time you have to install part of that game. Like, you have to. So like, they've already been doing it since the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One era. So I just don't. For me, it doesn't matter. It's been something that's just, it's been so common for so long that I don't really put much thought into it. I just don't buy those games that way. I don't buy them as key cards. I just buy them digitally. That's just the way it is. Personally, sports games are overrated. I liked them back in the day. Now they kind of suck. Football is the only one I buy. And I like WWE, so I buy 2K. But I already bought that on Xbox, so I didn't get that on Switch. But yeah, like Madden, I'm really into. I like Madden. If college football 26 came to Switch 2 instead of Madden, I would have bought that instead, because I prefer college football over pro football. So I would have got that instead. But unfortunately, we got Madden, so I'm getting Madden, so I can do a video. And I play sports games pretty casually. Like, I'm very much the person that, like, somebody comes over that also likes sports and we play that game. Like, the amount of college football 25 that I played last year with, like, my friends and my dad, just like at each other's houses. Oh, it was astronomical. We played so much college football. That's what I've been saying. Casual gamers are going to see the game they want, and they're going to care about how they get them. They just want to play their favorite games on the go. That's the appeal. 100%. 100%. That's the thing, is like, I feel like that when you are on the internet and when you get into like these spheres that like cover Nintendo and stuff, you kind of get into this like hive mind situation where you think everybody feels the same because it's the same thing you see. Look at Twitter, for example. Twitter feeds you what you like. It's an algorithm. It feeds you stuff that you are interested in. So if you are someone that hates keycards, that's what it's going to feed you. So you get this idea in your head that everybody feels the same way as you, when in reality, it's just feeding you that information because it's what you like. Versus, in the grand scheme of things, I mean, there's 6 million Nintendo Switch 2s out there right now, but think about all the hate and vitriol that you see online about people that hate the Switch 2. You would think, if you just based it off the internet, that the Switch 2 is going to flop, but it's sold 6 million units in like a month, 2 months. So like, the general audience doesn't care about all the controversy and stuff around it. They just don't. I play FIFA a lot, specifically single player, and I rage a couple times because of how bad the gameplay feels. I haven't played FIFA in a long time. The last time I really played a FIFA game, and this is going to be a wild callback, I want to say it was World Cup 2010 was the last time I really played a FIFA game. That's what I think it was, that game. Hold on. FIFA World Cup 2010 video game. Yep, that was the one. South Africa. That was the one. That was the last time I really played a FIFA game. That's a crazy call, too. That's 15 years ago. And most of those units are hardcore gamers or parents getting their kids Switch 2 for birthday or Christmas or whatever. Exactly. Exactly. Like, people don't care. For example, my wife has a Switch 2. She loves it. Plays Call to the Lamb on it all the time. She's not even playing Switch 2 games. Like, she plays Mario Kart occasionally. She plays Call to the Lamb on it. And she had Animal Crossing. She's like playing those 2 games. Switch 1 games. She doesn't know or care about any of the controversies surrounding the console. She knows she likes those games and they run better on the Switch 2. That's what she cares about. She knows about this stuff because obviously I do YouTube and I talk to her about it. But like, she doesn't care. She just smiles and nods at me. Like, that's the reality. People hated on not buying a Switch 2, yet proceeds to pre-order one at launch. So the hate is literally a bunch of delusional people. I mean, the reality of it is, right? Hate gets more clicks online. Hate gets way more clicks. Like, if I was a channel that just crapped on everything Nintendo did, I would probably get more views than I get currently. But I don't do that because I like the Switch 2. Because I like the Switch 2, so I'm not gonna hate on it. I have made videos about gripes that I have with the Switch 2 because I do have some gripes. It's not a perfect system, but I really like the system. So my channel is pretty much positive all the time, right? Because I genuinely am positive. Now, if a game sucks, I'm gonna tell you it sucks. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I haven't had an experience like that yet. So like, for me personally, I'm gonna keep vibing and doing my thing. But the reality is, the people that are making like the rage bait videos and all that stuff, it gets more clicks and they make more money, so that's why they're doing it. That's the reality. People don't give. They will buy whatever game they see that they like, even if it's a keycard. People don't care as much as the price of the console because they want to play Mario and Zelda. True. Like, the reality is, people just don't. Most people don't care. They don't. It's just the vocal minority online. It's just the reality. Is like, again, the social media feeds you the type of stuff you want to see, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on Twitter, whether you're on YouTube. It feeds you content that you like. So if you dislike keycards, it's going to feed you content that tells you keycards suck. That's just how it works. So it just creates this idea that everybody's on the same page. Serious question, why do gamers hate on Switch 2 so much? Mainly it's a lot of misinformation. Ultimately, it's a lot of misinformation that goes around. For example, like, let's talk about all the misinformation. Why not? I'm just chilling. I don't have anything to do. I have content to make, but that's fine. We'll talk about this because I'm having a good time. It's mainly misinformation, Ashley. So like, for example, people say you don't own your Nintendo Switch 2. You don't own it because they have the right to ban it online or offline. They've never actually banned one offline. They never bricked a console. That's not something that's happened. They have banned systems online. There are a couple reports of people getting banned online. However, people for that reason say that you don't own your Switch 2, which isn't true. You can do, if they ban your system online, which they have done in like 2 or 3 instances, you can still play that console offline like it's in airplane mode. So the console still works. Any physical game you put in that system still works. You just can't connect to the services. So you still own that Switch. The thing about that is that you don't have any right or ownership to the online services Nintendo provides. You don't own that. You didn't pay, like, obviously you pay to use the servers if you pay for Switch Online, but you don't own Nintendo services. You own the system that you can still use in airplane mode after they ban it. But so that's one thing. Also, everybody thinks this is a new thing that Switch is doing exclusively. It's in the PlayStation and Xbox terms of service as well. PlayStation, I think it's Section 6 of the PlayStation TOS says they reserve the right to disable your system online or offline. It's right there, clear as day. So other consoles are already doing this. People don't like keycards. That's another reason everybody hates on the Switch 2. $80 Mario Kart, people are hating on Nintendo for that. My thought is everything's going up in price, right? It cost me so much to get gas compared to like a couple years ago. So like, naturally, video games are eventually going to go up too, so I don't think about it that much. It's just the reality. Like, yes, it sucks. Nobody wants to pay more for video games, but the reality is it's always going to go up if the rest of the economy's going up. So like, it is what it is. Let's see here. However, even if this is the case, nobody can defend how expensive controllers are. It costs $100 for Joy-Cons. You know how ridiculous that is? Yeah, to an extent. I get it. Tariffs. That's the reality of it is that's just the economic situation of the world. Everything is expensive. So yeah, it is what it is. And the amount of tech in the Joy-Con 2s compared to the original Joy-Cons, that's not cheap. Like the mouse stuff, the HD Rumble 2, it's more expensive. That's just the reality. BRB got to do something for work quick. All right, Urban. But gamers on Sony side in the Horizon versus Tencent lawsuit, yet they're Power World side. I mean, that's just, it's fun for people to hate on Nintendo. I don't really know why. They just like doing it. Game key cards and 2 because of brick systems. Everyday YouTubers keep making negative video about Nintendo. Why is that though? Because it gets more clicks. Because people like rage more than they like positivity. At the end of the day, people are interested in it. They want to know why people are mad. So they're going to click on a video that's like, I hate Nintendo Switch 2 for this reason, versus me, who's over here like, the Switch 2 is awesome. Like, here are a bunch of games that are coming out for it, right? So like, And the amount of hate comments that I get for like saying like this isn't really a big deal, it's crazy. Like my one short that blew up, it's got like 200,000 views. People just are like tearing me apart in the comments there. Video games were always going to increase in price. Nintendo was just the first to do it. 100%. They were just the one that drew the short straw because they had to, because they had a new system coming out. They had to get ahead of it and announce games and say the prices. So they were just the ones that eventually had to make that decision. But like Xbox just raised all of their stuff. Like the Xbox Series X is $100 more expensive now than it was when I bought it 5 years ago. So like everything's going up because that's just the way the market's going. I love Nintendo games and I'm really sad seeing Nintendo crumbling like this. Genuinely, it's not. It's not crumbling. They're doing fantastic. They're doing so well. Like 6 million units in 2 months is the best console launch in the history of consoles. They're doing incredibly well. It's just you see a lot of the hate online because it gets views. Because so many people click like on the hate, you're going to see more of it. It's not the reality. I like Nintendo, but seriously hate their fanboys that defend them. I mean, define defend them. Because like, I don't think it's defending them to point out that every other company does the same thing. I think that's also something that people get confused about, is that like at the end of the day, none of these companies care about us. Like Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, they don't care. They're there to make money. That's my thing. Yes, Ashley. I mean, I've talked a number of times. Like I made a whole video, 11 problems I have with the Switch 2. Like I have a lot of gripes with the system. I have some issues with the system. And I talk about them. If I have issues, I talk about them. But if you come at me with misinformation, I'm just gonna tell you what is actually true, you know? I don't see PS or Xbox get the same hate as Nintendo. No, because it's more popular to hate Nintendo. Nintendo is the biggest console seller right now. The Switch 1 sold 150,000 units. PlayStation, Xbox haven't come close in a while. So Nintendo's booming. Like right now, Nintendo is the company. Hope the Switch gets a VR accessory. I fell in love with technology after buying the Quest 3. I don't know if Switch would. They tried it last gen with the Labo VR thing, but I don't think it did incredibly well. I also just don't know how the hardware would work with VR. It'd be cool. Don't get it twisted. Like games like Content Warning would be sick in VR. Would be absolutely awesome in VR. I just don't know that they'll ever do it. And personally, I'm not a VR guy. I don't like, if you're into VR, cool. I'm happy for you. But I personally, I'm not into it. Also, look at PC fanboys. They don't praise Steam so much, even though Steam don't even have physical release. Oh, exactly. I mean, that's the thing. Like, like people that hate on key cards, but then they're like, I have a Steam Deck. Like, okay, it's the same thing. And I'm someone who has a Steam Deck. Where is it? It's okay to like other stuff. Like, that's the thing. I feel like everybody's like, you gotta be like on a team. You don't gotta be on a team. I got a Steam Deck right here. I got a Steam Deck here. There's a PlayStation over there. There's an Xbox over there. I got this. I got the PlayStation Portal. Like, and honestly, I said this in one of my videos. I think this is the best handheld as far as ergonomics are concerned. This is the most comfortable system on the market. And it's not even a system. It's a tablet that has access to the internet to stream games. But it's the most comfortable on the market, in my opinion. I think this thing's awesome. Let's see here. VR is fire, dude. You should try it. It feels like the Wii 2 for me. Honestly, I think it's cool. I just don't have a huge interest personally. I also just don't have time. Like between my normal day job and doing the YouTube, I just don't have time to play any other games. But many YouTubers said that Nintendo is dying. What's your opinion on that? It's not dying. They're fine. They've sold 6 million units of the Nintendo Switch 2 in 2 months. They're doing really, really well. Donkey Kong and Mario Kart sales are fantastic. Games like Madden are doing great, and Cyberpunk are doing great on the Switch 2. Switch is doing okay. It could slow down, absolutely. It totally could slow down, but I don't foresee it. We might see the last of Nintendo generation. No, I'm not worried about that at all. I could see the Switch 2. I don't think it'll hit the highs that the Switch 1 did. I don't think they sell 150,000 units unless they like start pumping out like a Switch 2 Lite and a Switch 2 OLED. I don't think it hits the same highs, especially with how much higher the price is of the Switch 2. I don't think it hits the same margin as the Switch 1, but I could still see it selling like 100,000 units by the end of its life cycle, which is fantastic. I mean 100 oh gosh. 100 million units. But like also you got to think about the Switch 1 sales were definitely boosted by COVID. Like because people had nothing to do and they were just like had extra income from sitting around and like they weren't going out and spending money. They had money to buy stuff and Animal Crossing came out and that took the world by storm. So that definitely boosted the Nintendo Switch 1 sales dramatically. Regret buying a Steam Deck, not a huge fan of the system. I personally am not a huge fan of the system either. I think it's a great piece of tech. I just have too many gripes with it personally. Like I don't like that I have to go in and adjust the graphics on every single game to get them to run how I want to. I like that with the Switch 2, I can just pop the game in and it plays, right? So that is definitely a pro to the Switch 2 versus the Steam Deck. There's pros and cons to each. It really just comes down to individual preference. Portal is like the Wii U gamepad for PS5. 100%. It's an accessory in my opinion. It's not a console. It's an accessory to the PS5 because you can't really use it without a PS5. YouTubers like Moist Critical, Asmongold said Nintendo is dying. Yeah, that's because those guys breed hate. Like that's a lot of like, especially like people like Asmongold. That's just a lot of their content. Is they're super negative because it gets views. I don't really take any of those guys at face value. What's ridiculous is that Doug Bowser stated if you can't afford a Switch 2, get a Switch 1, then proceeds to increase the price on an 8-year-old console. They only... Yeah, the thing about that is, Doug's not in charge of that. That's the higher ups. And on top of that, everything's going up. Like, I'm not even a little bit surprised. Like, the Switch is still outselling, like, PlayStation 5 and Xboxes overseas. Like, last month, it was the Switch 2 and it was the Switch 1 that had the top sales numbers. So, like, people are still buying the Switch 1. There's still a demand for the Switch 1, so why would they lower the price? You know what I mean? It's still doing well. Also, from a business standpoint, it sucks, obviously, that the prices went up. But if you put the OLED Switch at $400, why would you not just buy a Switch 2 at that point? You know what I mean? They're pushing people toward the Switch 2 with the higher prices. Ultimately, the higher prices come down to tariffs and the economic situation of the world and the stuff that's going on because of where they're made and how they get to the country. But ultimately, at that point, if I'm someone that doesn't have a Switch or a Switch 2 and I'm going to the store to figure out which one I want to buy, if it's only a $50 difference for the Switch 2, I'm just going to buy the newest console. So they're going to make more money off that alone. People feed on negativity? Oh, 100%. People love negativity. They love to get behind something and hate on people that think opposite rather than having a conversation. Like right now, I was planning to end the stream a while ago, but people just wanted to talk about keycards and everything. So I'm just here. We're just chatting about it, and people can disagree with me. Like there was somebody that came in here and said that the indie showcase was bad. That's cool. If you felt that way, that doesn't bother me. I enjoyed it. You don't have to enjoy it. I don't like keycards, but if somebody likes keycards, they can like keycards. That don't matter to me. But like a lot of people like to rally behind stuff. They like to get behind, like, I hate the Switch 2 for this reason, and they just go. And that's just a lot of people do that. Whole point of why they increase the price, so then they make you buy a Switch 2. I think more than anything, they increased... Here's why I think they did it, okay? The whole goal that they said before the Switch 2 came out was they wanted to get as many people in on the Switch 2 as possible before the console got later in the life cycle, because they keep hinting that the Switch 2 is going to increase in price. So tariffs hit them and the prices go up to manufacture and bring these goods into places like the United States. So that would technically, because of all that, mean that they need to increase the Switch 2 price now. However, they are upping the prices on the old consoles and the accessories and things of that nature, like the amiibo and stuff, to make up the extra money there. They're making the money back that they are losing on the Nintendo Switch 2 at keeping the price where it is by upping everything else. So the people that are buying those are supplementing that, so that way they keep the Switch 2 at the price it's at to get more people in. Because if they didn't increase the price everywhere else, the Switch 2 price goes up. Which franchises would you like to be revived on Switch 2? For me, by far Kid Icarus. I loved Uprising. I would love a new Kid Icarus game. I'm right there with you. Kid Icarus Uprising was awesome. And hear me out. Hear me out, okay? Kid Icarus Uprising, remastered, mouse controls. That solves the little like intermission scenes where you're like using the stylus and stuff. That would totally be awesome on Switch 2. Just add mouse controls. I think that's the way. Bring it back. Remaster it. I'm all for it. The one that my top game that I want to see come back on the Switch 2 more than any other IP that they have. Star Fox. I want a new Star Fox, something fierce. I love Star Fox, so I want a new Star Fox game so freaking bad on Switch 2. They literally are $1 billion company. Surely they ain't losing that much money. Nintendo technically, they usually make money on the consoles. They usually make like a $20 to $50 profit on the consoles. They're one of the few companies that actually make money on their systems. Like Xbox and PlayStation usually take a loss on consoles to make it up in software sales. However, Nintendo normally makes a little bit of money. But with prices increasing to manufacture and bring them in because of tariffs, then they would need to increase the price to continue making that money and not take a loss. So they have to raise the price on something to not take that loss. The hate for Nintendo is real. Last month they announced who's going to play Zelda, and the announcement got a lot of hate. Do you think there's hate bias towards Nintendo? I definitely think there's hate bias toward everything. There's people that hate on PlayStation. There's people that hate on Xbox. There's people that hate on everything. So yeah, there's definitely hate toward Nintendo. It's just the most popular thing to hate on right now because they have a new system. The Zelda announcement, I don't understand why everybody's hating on that. I thought it was fine. I thought it was cool. I'm excited for that. That was like a totally different group of people though than the people that are hating on Nintendo. I think that was mainly just like people had an idea in their head who they wanted to play Zelda, and then it wasn't that, and then they got mad. So like I was really like, that's just like, I don't understand why people did that, especially for the actress. I feel bad for the actress who just got a bunch of hate online for no reason. Like, she didn't do anything wrong, so why is everybody hating on her? Direct was lame. You're the second person that said that. Most people that I've talked to today said that they liked it, and I personally liked it. I thought there were a handful of games that I thought were really cool. I feel like we will get a new Sonic game in 2027, a new 3D Mario in 2026, and I'd love to see Kirby game aside from the new DLC dropping. We're getting Kirby Air Riders. There's a new Kirby game coming. They want a man to play Zelda? I haven't seen that. There was one, I don't remember the actress's name, but they had someone in mind to play. You will buy. Oh, I'll buy. I'm totally buying those games. Mina the Hollower, I'm buying. Mina the Hollower is a day one pickup, buddy. They want a man. Like I said, I haven't heard anything about They Want a Man, but there was a certain actress that everybody was on board with. Everybody was on board with to play Zelda, and then it wasn't that person. So then everybody got like hated on the actress that ended up being Zelda. Like it's a weird thing. Why are people mad about Zelda? They literally got Tears of the Kingdom. We ain't getting a new Zelda. No, they're mad about the movie. They're making a Zelda movie, a live action movie, and they were mad about the actress that was cast to play Zelda. And I don't know why. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I can probably find it. Zelda live action actors. Hold on, I'll find it. If my computer loads. It doesn't want to load the pictures. Not everything needs to be live action. No, I agree with that. Not everything needs to be live action, but for Zelda, it kind of would be cool. If they did Zelda and like actually like turned it up to like PG-13 and had it like Lord of the Rings style fantasy, that would be sick. I would be all over that. It's not loading. That's the problem we're having, guys. Because I have it here, but it's just not loading. There we go. I got it. Hold on. So here you go. This guy's playing Link. He's a young actor. I think he's like 17. And she's playing Zelda, which I think she looks good. They're both young, which is good because the reason I say that they're both young, like he's 17 and I think she's like 21, I want to say. The reason I think it's good that they're both young is that means they can do multiple movies before it kind of looks a little awkward. Because like Link's never like been canonically old. So like having him be younger in this one means they can do a like maybe a trilogy before this actor starts looking a little too old to play Link. Because there's been like a couple games where Zelda has been a little older. Like late 20s, maybe early 30s, depending on the game. So like I think the younger casting, the 21-year-old, I believe she's 21 years old, and the 17-year-old, I think that's really good casting, personally. Which, by the way, Sonic Movie 1 trailer looked terrible. Thank God they changed Sonic's look. Oh, I agree. That was a good change. I like the Sonic movies. I think they're fun. I'm glad they cast Bo Bragson as Princess Zelda. I agree. I think she looks good for the role. She looks like Zelda. Like, right? She's got the blonde hair. And she's even got the blue shirt on in that image. Like, she kind of looks like Zelda from Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. Imagine Zelda with Lord of the Rings style fantasy and Avatar visuals. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Urban. It could be so good. It could be so good. Heard about the new Donkey Kong movie in development. I don't know that they've started any work on it. Yes, I think they trademarked it, that they're doing it. I don't know that they've started any actual work on it. It'll happen. It's just a matter of time. There's no way they got someone big like Seth Rogen to play Donkey Kong and they're not going to give him its own movie. Yeah, when I saw those pics, I don't know why, but I immediately saw Link in that kid. 100%. 100%. I just pictured the kid with blonde hair and I was like, yep, that looks like Link. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that movie. That looks good. Well, I haven't seen anything, so I can't say it looks good, but the concept sounds good. Did you hear about Shadow and Knuckles spin-off show? No, I'm here for it, though. I haven't watched the Knuckles show yet. I need to watch the Knuckles show. But I'm here for it. I like Keanu Reeves' The Shadow. Would you judge me if I got Fantasy Life on Steam instead of Switch? No. You can get your games wherever you want, man. It doesn't affect me any. Honestly, I will say if you get the Steam version, it's cross-play with the other platforms like PlayStation and Xbox, so totally makes sense to get it there. Switch 2 is not cross-play with other platforms. It's going to be wild hearing Link speak for the first time. 100%. 100%. It'll be a little off, but I think a lot of people forget that Link's been talking this whole time. We just can't hear him, right? Like he stands there and like moves his hands around and he's like obviously talking, but they always kept him quiet because he's supposed to be us, right? He like in the older games, you could rename Link to be your name. So like he was supposed to be us, but like they've kind of gotten away from that with like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. But back to the getting Fantasy Life on Steam. Yeah, I get you. It doesn't affect me any. Get your games wherever you want, man. If you're more interested in it on Steam, I totally get that. I almost considered picking it up on Steam again, to play with some friends. I haven't dedicated myself to it like that because I'm still playing it so much on Switch too, but I did consider it. My predictions for the next Nintendo Direct: Metroid Prime 4 release date, Metroid Prime 2 and 3 Shadow Drop digital, then later on a physical release similar to Pikmin 1 and 2. I could see them doing a physical at the same time though. They did for Metroid Prime 1 remaster, did they not? I have that physical. I'm pretty sure I bought it right after the Direct. I don't know about Star Fox or Kid Icarus. Oh, they're so good. Kid Icarus Uprising's great. Star Fox 64 is awesome. Star Fox Assault on the GameCube. Oh, and Star Fox Adventures. I like that one too, but it's not as good. 100% I'm pretty torn on that. I mean, there's pros and cons to getting it on each platform, right? It really just depends on where you like to play your games more. For me, I'm a Switch guy. I don't even care if it runs worse on Switch. If it's on Switch, I'm going to buy it there. So it really just comes down to that. If you got other people to play with on Steam or on other platforms, I would recommend buying it there. Regardless of where you buy it, the game's awesome. I'll tell you that. The game's great. So I would totally say just buy the game wherever you want. If you have a Steam Deck, I feel like it'd be sweet on Steam Deck. But if you don't have a Steam Deck, I still think it's good on PC. I'm 1000% certain we will see Mario Sports Game. I would love them to bring back, what's the Mario game from, the Mario baseball game from the GameCube? I can't think of it off the top of my head. It's not Super Sluggers. Is it Mario Superstar Baseball? I can't remember. That one was awesome. I played that a lot as a kid. It is Superstars? Okay. Yeah, that one was awesome. I'd love to see that come to NSO. I don't know that they're going to put out a ton of Mario sports games because, I mean, if you think about it, we still have Mario Golf and Mario Tennis. That was on the Switch and is playable on the Switch too. So I don't know that they really need to do a new one. Dude, my old roommate is a massive Star Fox fan, mains him in Smash and everything, kind of hoping we get a Star Fox movie or show because of him. I would love to see a new Star Fox game. Mario Strikers Battle League was terrible. I didn't play it. I didn't pick that one up personally. So I don't really know. I heard some people ended up actually liking it. Like the narrative kind of changed on it from my understanding later on. I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick, guys. I will be right back. Give me just a second. Went and found my dog while I was at it. Wanted to see what he was up to. He was just laying in bed. I didn't buy it. Looks bad compared to the Wii. I didn't get it just because I wasn't super interested at the time. But I heard some people like it. I don't know. It was a little expensive in my opinion. I would have rather paid like $40 for it maybe. But apparently some people like it. That's just one of those things, like, that's fine. I'm cool not buying it. It's not like it hurts my feelings if I'm not interested in a game, you know? Battle League was okay. See, like, that's not bad. Not nearly as good as the first two, that's fair. What's up, puppy? Yeah, speaking of Link, come here. People want to see you. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come up here. You're not going to come up? You're not going to come up? People just want to say hi. This might sound like a hot take, but I find it ridiculous that they're still charging $60 for Switch 1 games, but it's Nintendo. Here's the thing. Last month, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was the number 4 game in top selling games in Japan. That game is 10 years old, and it's the number 8 game. Like, why would they lower the price? They're making tons of money still from it. They're making so much money off it still. There's a demand for it. Why would they lower the price? That's just my thought. Oh, let's see here. Sorry, I was responding to some comments. I love my Switch 2. Also love my Steam Deck. I wish Nintendo implemented account achievements. I love the hunt. I wonder why they haven't. But dumb as it sounds, it's why I love some games on Steam. No, 100%. I like PlayStation trophies is where I do most of my like achievement hunting. But yeah, I agree. I don't know really. They kind of sort of have like achievements with the new NSO thing, because you can like playing certain games and doing certain things will earn you points, the platinum points that you can get like avatars with on Switch 2. So it's kind of sort of there, but it's not 100%. 90% of the games I could play on Google Play Store. Really sad indie showcase. Yeah, I mean that indie games try to get their games on as many platforms as they can because they're smaller. They don't have as much like marketing budgets. So you put the game on as many platforms as you can and you get more money. I don't know why that makes it sad. That just makes it smart on the indie developers' part. They're also indie games. They're less taxing, so I'd hope most phones could run them. From a business standpoint, because it's still so popular, of course, it's still $60. Yeah, I mean, and the thing about Nintendo games and why I don't think they ever really go down in price is they come out and they're good games. They are like good finished products. Like think about like Assassin's Creed Shadows, for example. Game came out like earlier this year and they're still pumping updates and stuff out. Like they did an update to literally allow you to jump backwards while parkouring. That wasn't in the game at launch. Why? I don't know. But like that should have been in the game at launch because you could do that in literally every other freaking Assassin's Creed game. So like that game didn't come out done. They added things later, and it wasn't like a quality of life fix. It was just something that should have been there at launch that wasn't. You know what I mean? So like, but Nintendo games, they come out and they're done. Maybe they get DLC later, but like Mario Odyssey, that was a complete game. It was perfect. Donkey Kong Bonanza, done. Like they don't need to do anything to that game. The whole point on why people like physical is because you can actually get first party titles on sale, specifically Mario. How was Pokken Tournament Deluxe still $60? It came out in 2018 and it kind of fell off. I remember it being popular years ago. Because people will buy it. There are people that will buy it. Yeah, it is also Pokemon. That'll have that effect. Like Pokemon Conquest is like a lower selling Pokemon game, but it's like ridiculously priced now. But yeah, I mean, and you can get first party titles on sale too on the eShop. Like they usually do about 33% off for, so like $40 for most of the titles. Yeah, Pokemon is probably the driving factor that it is the most profitable company in the world. Oh man, I'm all out of coffee now. There's like just a sip left. Yeah, Pokemon likely has a huge driving factor in that. Personally, I prefer Mario Galaxy 2 over Odyssey. That's fair. I never actually played Galaxy 2. I played Galaxy, but I never played Galaxy 2. I don't remember. I mean, I was young when the Wii was out, so I probably just didn't have the money for it. I would love to see it get ported to the Switch too. But Odyssey's probably my favorite 3D Mario game right now. I think Donkey Kong Bonanza is better, personally. Yeah, we'll see Mario games on sale for that. We'll probably see Mario games go on sale like next month because it's Mario's 40th. So they'll probably do a Mario. Here's another thing with a general direct. They could probably do one this month because next month they may do a Mario direct because it's its 40th anniversary. I could totally see that happening. Makes a lot of sense to me anyway. Galaxy 2 is phenomenal, not better than 1 because it's kind of a rehash, but Odyssey was just next level. I also played Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, and that game is terrible on Switch. I bored my mind. Honestly, I like Let's Go Pikachu. I really liked that game. I thought it was good. I wasn't like big on the catching mechanic. It wasn't like my favorite thing in the world, but I thought overall, like as far as the graphics were and the performance and like the game itself, I really liked Let's Go Pikachu. I would be totally cool if they made another Let's Go game. I don't think they will because the only reason they made it was to like tie into Pokemon Go and like get more people in on that. But I personally really like that game. I mean, it's fine if you don't like it. That's totally fine. I would agree with Urban. They're a bit of an acquired taste. Bit of an acquired taste. But yeah, I personally enjoy it. Just like everybody hates on Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, that game has a lot of issues. I still enjoyed it. Still enjoyed it. Oh, man. Okay. Well, thanks everybody that hung out and chatted after the Indie Showcase ended. I streamed a lot longer than I was anticipating. A lot longer than I was anticipating. Because people just wanted to chat. But, as I said at the start of the stream, I've got a lot of content I need to get done. I got some reviews I need to record and edited. And I've got some product reviews that I need to get done. So I'm going to cut the stream here. I got a new video that's going to go up in like 15 minutes. A new review for a Switch 2 game. So that's going to go up in like 15 minutes. So thank you to everybody that hung out and chatted the whole time. It was fun. There's a cat now. Oh yeah, both of them are in here, I think. They're running around. But thank you everybody that hung out. It was a good time. Good conversations. Good talks. I enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys had a good time. Like I said, video up in 15 minutes. And then I don't know when we'll stream again. We'll have to figure it out. Maybe if there's a general direct, we'll get a stream in. But that's going to be it, guys. Thank you again for hanging out.